As the end of the year inches closer, we look back over the outgoing year in retrospect and count our many reasons to be grateful for the opportunity to have served you well through the year.
Here at Lamata, we love to recount our progress on the various projects being implemented to enhance your socio-economic well-being. These projects include various roads rehabilitation and maintenance across the state, ongoing Blue Line Rail, the conversion of BRT lanes from asphalt to concrete pavement, and the Bus Rapid Transit BRT Extension project from Mile 12 to Ikorodu, to mention but a few.
That's right. With all these projects, Lagos is moving closer to becoming a dynamic megacity. So we invite you on a journey to look back with us over 2014 at some of Lamata's projects. It is important to be reminded of the progress made and the milestones achieved. Today, our spotlight will be on the Bus Rapid Transit BRT Extension project from Mile 12 to Ikorodu. I am Obafemi Craig.
I am Kate Harmony. First, we take the news update.
Welcome and thank you for joining us on the news on Lamata FR. The management of Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority Lamata has commended the good people of Lagos State and the general public for their unflinching support and cooperation during the current year. The commendation is coming on the heels of the massive successes recorded by the agency on all of its projects and initiatives implemented during the year. According to the Managing Director, Dr. Dayo Moberiola, the successes recorded on all of its projects would not have been possible, save for the support, understanding, and cooperation exhibited by all of its stakeholders, especially members of the public that were at different times impacted by the normal challenges associated with the implementation of road and public transport projects. Dr. Moberiola noted that although the projects and initiatives were being implemented to enhance the living standard of the people, it was necessary to always co-opt their understanding so as to achieve disruption-free implementation of the project. He noted that the Lagos State government through Lamata will continue to do its best in implementing good public transport projects to enhance the well-being of Lagosians. Members of the public, especially road users, have been enjoined to be safety conscious as they prepare for the various activities associated with the current season. This call has become necessary given the level of recklessness which at most times is exhibited by road users during this period under the guise of celebration and taking opportunity. Engineer Jide Oduyoyi, Lamata's Deputy Director, Safety, while noting that there was nothing sinister about the season, said most people take for granted safety details and precautions which could result in serious accidents and injuries.
Don't drive by yourself if you can avoid it. Make sure that your petrol is full, your petrol tank is full, so that you do not need to have too many stops along the way. Make sure that you sleep well overnight before you embark on a journey. Do not drink and drive on a long distance. That would make you go to sleep. Do not overeat because that would tire your body. Ensure you know where you're going so that you can plan where you're going to refill your tank along the way. Plan that you're going to sleep when you get to those gas stations 10, 15 minutes, and always talk to yourself that you're not in a particular hurry to reach the other side, because having that in mind means you probably want to overspeed and do things that you shouldn't do, and that makes your whole journey unsafe.
He called on public transporters and other drivers to uphold high safety standards at all times by ensuring that their vehicles are in perfect condition before embarking on any journey, and to obey all traffic rules and regulations. That ends the news update. More to come after the break.
Basically, what Lamata does is to coordinate public transportation in Lagos State, and we came up with a transport master plan.
Developed together with the World Bank, the objective of this plan is finding long-lasting solutions for the problem of transportation in Lagos. Currently under its first steps of development, the plan has already proven itself a big success, dramatically increasing the connectivity in a city in continuous expansion and enjoying an unparalleled demographic and economic growth.
Our responsibility is to ensure that we provide the necessary infrastructure to meet the growth, to improve the quality of life, to improve the standard of living, and to make Lagos a vibrant and livable city in years to come.
Lamata, think transport.
The Bus Rapid Transit BRT Extension from Mile 12 to Ikorodu is one of Lamata's most important projects in Lagos, not just to the residents or workers on that corridor, but for the city at large.
Its benefits are many. Over 1,500 direct jobs and 5,000 indirect ones will be created. Travel to and from that axis will be cheaper, safer, and more comfortable. And trips will be much faster because the BRT buses will be traveling on exclusive lanes in the middle of the road.
So we look back at how far Lamata has gone towards the completion of the Bus Rapid Transit BRT Extension from Mile 12 to Ikorodu. What is the next phase of this project? And how soon will it finally wrap up?
And importantly, how does the Mile 12 to Ikorodu BRT Extension fits into the Strategic Transport Master Plan, STMP, in Lagos? The overall vision to make the Lagos transportation system meet global best standards. There is no better person to address these questions than the project manager himself, Engineer Femi Fayombo, Senior Specialist Infrastructure, Lamata. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
Engineer Fayombo, as the project manager, it is given that you know the in and out of the project. Now, from your own perspective, how has the project progressed in 2014?
Yes, the BRT Mile 12 to Ikorodu commenced, you all recall, in 2012, late 2012, and we are progressing well, so to say. We are almost where we plan to be. And I must say, at this juncture, that I want to appreciate Lagosians for their understanding so far, for believing the government so far. We are just about where we want to be. Other complementary infrastructures, like the pedestrian bridges, the bus shelters, and others, came after the road alignment contract was awarded. As I just said, that one commenced October 2012. In 2013, we awarded the pedestrian bridges and the bus depot, where all the buses will be stored and maintained. In 2014, other infrastructure like the bus shelters, pedestrian bridges commenced. So far, so good. In terms of the road work, we are almost there, as I said. While other infrastructures are going on, the bus depot, we are somewhere around the midpoint. The pedestrian bridges, I'm sure people can see they are almost formed. The terminals, they are ongoing. The bus shelters are almost there too. So in terms of the overall progress, we are almost where we want to be.
But then, could you recount in details some of the landmarks you've achieved on this project in 2014?
When we commenced the project, several issues, right-of-way issues, encroachment issues, all those stuffs, which are normal in a construction project in an urban area like Lagos. So we started well, ministry, physical plan, everybody came in, they did their own part of the work, they removed the encroachment on the right-of-way, we got all the utilities relocated outside the right-of-way, we commenced with site clearance, extension of culverts, drainages, everything, and at this moment, as I speak now, all the bridges are formed, they've been widened, so to say. Where we have bridges, we widen them, so we have extra lanes to cater for the bridges. We have culvert extension all finished. We have junctions are being improved. Agric Junction, Ogolonto Junction, works are being completed at the roundabout area as I speak. The bus shelters are being formed. The terminals, somewhere in the midpoint. The bus depot, progressing very well. It's a very big work we are doing there.
Yeah, I visited there
It's
some weeks
almost
ago, yeah.
is moving along, and the pedestrian bridges, even the pedestrian accesses, crossing points along the road, we are going back, we are fixing them. The U-turning points where buses, where vehicles will make U-turn in Lagos direction or Ikorodu direction, they are all almost formed at the moment. Even as I speak, the road is being marked. That is the final, the finishes side of it. The soft side of the works have been done. And in some sections, we are doing the blacktop, that's the wearing course, which the line marking and so come after. So all that have been done at the moment, and I must say we are almost there.
We saw a statement from you saying that about 400 buses have been approved to operate the corridor, meaning that plans have started on operation. Now, what benefits awaits the people at commencement of operation?
Yes, Ikorodu residents want to say we're almost there. When the construction is over, project ends, operation commences.
Project ends,
Operation commences. BRT buses will be rolling in soon. As you said, over 400 have been approved, and early in the new year, we'll be expecting the arrival. The operational plans and everything is being done by another department, which is ongoing at the moment. The benefits are enormous. With good roads, safety is paramount. When you have good roads, well marked, well littered, we expect, God helping us, almost a smooth ride. Employment in terms of operational team, drivers, post officers, mechanics, when you have a project like this, when you have an operation like this, a bus operation, when you have the front team, you have the back room. So all the supporting workmen that will assist the drivers and the bus officers, there are lots of people. So all this will come into play. There will be fueling, there will be washing of buses, lots of opportunity in terms of employment.
It's a dream come true.
Sure. We are talking about stability of fares. In a BRT operation, where you have everything well planned, fares will not be changing arbitrarily.
That's right.
So there will be stability of fares. People will have, they can plan their journey, they can plan their savings, they can plan their expenditure on transport. So with all this, there will be lots of benefit for the people.
So what's the place of all these projects in the Strategic Transport Master Plan? Because that is the big umbrella that covers everything.
Sure. The STMP is the big umbrella, is the blueprint, trying to list all the transport development plans and how to integrate all of them. So in the STMP, there are several BRT routes being identified, there are several rail routes, there are several water routes. So the whole essence is that in the near future, government wants to integrate all these modes. So that as you drop from the bus, you can join the waterways, you can join the rail, where they are connected. So this is one of the routes identified in the STMP. As we are ending this, the government is looking at where do we go next, where do we extend the BRT next. The BRT is a mode, is a concept that has been accepted, that is well loved in Lagos, and it's working for Lagos.
Who doesn't love convenience?
It's working for Lagos. Cost of implementation is low compared to the rail. So as we are ending this, we started thinking of how to extend it, how to go into the next phase of another BRT network in the STMP.
Sorry, if I may just say this, it's just out of question here, but people say to me when I hear them talk about this that they said the one coming is unique. It's different from what we see on the present Mile 12 to CMS corridor. That it has a unique features in its. I really don't understand. Maybe you can explain.
This is unique because it's a median operation. It's a median BRT operation with symmetrical bus station location. What I mean is that at the BRT station, you have a pedestrian bridge, and you have two stations that in Lagos bound, in the Ikorodu bound, is linked. It's located in the center. So they are connected to the pedestrian bridge. The distance you walk to the left, the distance you walk to the right to access it. BRT should run unhindered, almost unhindered in the middle. Because of the configuration of the road corridor, is in the middle. This is what we have in some other developing countries like Colombia and Brazil. They have this lovely BRT, which they call BRT Classic. This is fashioned after that.
In line with that classic.
Yes, in line with the classic. With all the infrastructure provided to support it, segregation, pedestrian bridge access, lighting, everything, road infrastructure. So we expect that it's almost a perfect BRT. This one is almost 90% segregated.
Okay, the benefits are almost inexhaustible.
Almost
So we need to go on a break now. When we return,
That's right.
Craig and I will take the back seat as our audience will ask their questions or make their comments. Stay with us. You're welcome back to the program. Engineer Femi Fayombo has been enlightening us on the Bus Rapid Transit BRT Extension project from Mile 12 to Ikorodu and its place in the Strategic Transport Master Plan, STMP. Do you have questions, observations, or remarks?
I would like to ask, there are rivers there, there's a river there, and you're making a drainage system. I want to know, when it's raining, during the rainy season, how will that work? Would there not going to be a conflict?
Okay.
Mr. Kenneth, when rain falls, it falls on the roadway. From the road, it flows to the drain. From the drains that have been built, the channel to the river courses around the area. In the past, most of those drainages were not existent. Some of them were not adequate. Now, we've improved it. What we have now is adequate for the flow, for the anticipated rainfall, and the flow from the surroundings is adequate. The rivers, the culverts, the canals that were blocked are being dredged. They are being dredged. Later on, they are going to be dredged further. They are going to be lined. When all this is done, drainage will be a thing of the past in that society. I tell you.
The traffic situation in Ikorodu Road is a nightmare. And you admitted that you have a traffic challenge there. Now, when this project commences in full force, how do you intend to tackle the traffic challenge?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Paul. Yes, what the government is saying is that the BRT scheme, the whole essence of the project is to improve mobility in Lagos, is to make people feel comfortable using the public transportation. When BRT buses come, the anticipation, the plan is that people will feel, you and I will feel comfortable going to the buses and using BRT buses. If 4 people that used to drive to the island using 4 vehicles drop their vehicles, when they feel comfortable to drop their vehicles and they go into the buses, that means 4 vehicles have been removed, replaced by 1 bus. So when you look at the capacity of a bus and the number of one occupant or two occupants in cars, when they all drop their vehicles, feeling comfortable using the buses, as I say, a lot of traffic will be removed from the road. Most of the people will go into the buses, and with this, traffic will be reduced.
I want to ask, are there opportunities for private sector partnership in this scheme?
Yes, Mr. Chooks. The operations of this whole scheme will be done by the private sector. When the government is done with the roadworks, the planning, the regulation, everything is in place, government is going to take a back seat. The private sector will come forward. From the operations, driver, everything, fueling is going to be private sector operated. Government will not be involved. We only regulate when we finish the operation, we regulate the operator.
Does anybody live in Ikorodu here? Or that applies the route every day? Do you have anybody? So what's your anticipation? How do you feel listening to all this?
I live at Ikorodu, and I can confirm that everything is said is true, because starting from Ogolonto area, Agric, as at January, February, March, the hold up there was so hectic. As in, I spent up to like 4 to 5 hours on the way, of which from Ikorodu alone to my 12 takes me up to like 3 hours because of that Owode road. But as at last 2 months, the road right now is free.
There's been a significant...
You can only get hold up and traffic, let's say, during the morning time when people are going to work or kids are going for school. But I could say yes. And by 2015, things will be better. And I also hope that the BRT, of which is said is fashionable form, because I love fashion, should.
It shows. All right, thank you very much.
Yes.
We'll take the last question.
The project that is going on in Ikorodu, my 12 route, won't it affect the commercial vehicles? I just want to know whether there is any plan for the commercial vehicles, like in the other routes when they have their own lane and the BRT have their own lane.
Thank you, Madam Deborah. Yes, what I would say is that BRT, you will agree with me, BRT cannot carry everybody. BRT will be on its lane, will carry passengers. Yellow buses are there to complement what BRT does. Do you have people selling goods and services? They will still be relevant. Yellow buses are there to assist those people. You understand what I'm saying? So BRT will carry its own passengers. Yellow buses are there, they will carry their own passengers. But what we are saying is that we want to improve mobility in Lagos State. We want to improve mobility around that corridor. We want people to save time, to save energy, and to save cost on transportation.
Well, to our lovely audience, once again we say thank you for coming. Engineer Femi Fayombo, thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
But kindly leave us with a final thought on today's topic.
As Lagosians, I want to once again appreciate you. Thank you for your understanding thus far. Thank you for believing in the government. Thank you because with the pains going, the gains are about to roll in. Want to encourage you to please continue to do your civic responsibilities, pay your taxes, support the government, drive safely as we go into the Utah season, and in the new year, we hope to enjoy the many benefits that this project brings along. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of Lamata of Hour today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And we'll be back after the break.
Àlejò wa lórí ètò wa tòní dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ará Èkó fún sùúrù wa pẹ̀lú ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lórí ojúnà ọkọ̀ BRT láti mile 12 lọ sí Ìkòròdú. Wọ́n ní bí a ṣe ń ṣe sùúrù lórí súnkẹrẹ fàkẹrẹ ọkọ̀ lójú ọ̀nà yìí àti gbogbo ìṣòro tí à ń dojúkọ lójú ọ̀nà náà. Wọ́n ní àkókò náà ti wá dé báyìí fún wa láti gbádùn ojú ọ̀nà yìí àti àǹfààní tó wà nínú ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní ṣùgbọ́n a tún láti gbárùkù ti ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti iléeṣẹ́ Lamata fún àṣeparí iṣẹ́ yìí. Wọ́n ní kí a sanwó orí wa kí a sì máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ pẹ̀lú sùúrù tí a bá ń wa ọkọ̀ fún pọ̀pọ̀ṣìnṣìn ọdún yìí.
Our visitor today for Lamata Half Hour don't thank all of us well as we cool the temper for the work wey Lagos State Government and Lamata dey do for mile 12 to Ikorodu BRT Extension project. As we follow body, manage the traffic, plus other pain wey follow the work come. Time don reach, make we for enjoy the road, plus other better things wey dey there. Better, make we continue to dey support Lagos State Government and Lamata. Pay your tax and take am sofri. Jeje, dey drive for road.
We had a great year together because of your constant feedback. Please don't let it stop coming. Reach us with your questions, comments, suggestions on any of the following.
Hope you enjoyed today's episode of the program. The benefit of looking back is that it gives us hope and the strength to keep powering forward.
It was Lazarus Long who wisely noted that a generation which ignores history has no past and no future. And how do we serve you better if we do not review where we are coming from? Every member of our audience will be going home with a loaded Lagos Connect card. And together we say,
Lamata.
Think Transport! Eko Akete, Lagos, my home. With Lamata, Lagos is changing for the best. BRT lanes